Have you ever been 8 months pregnant and decided that you don't want to have the baby and you can't have the baby, and what if it was the biggest mistake you ever made in your whole life? I'm not pregnant, but I'm kind of scared that I just made the biggest decision of my life. It's actually not even a recent decision. It's a decision I made 8 weeks ago, and I've been waiting and planning and preparing and getting organized for the past 2 months, waiting for something that's gonna happen next week. And I don't know if it's the right thing or not. I spent all my money, all my life savings on this thing. I insisted it's the right purchase for me. I pushed ahead and I wanted to do it, and I did everything I could to make it happen. Now I'm worried that I shouldn't have done it. Next week, my husband and I go pick up our brand new 2021 Pleasureway Tofino camper van. That's what I spent my life savings on. I have this thing where I want to go drive across Canada in my own camper van, be able to sleep wherever I want and not have to go find a hotel, set up tents, pull over in my camper van and have a snooze when I want. So I bought this Tofino camper van, and now I'm scared that it was the wrong thing to do. Have you ever been in that situation where you made this major life decision, whether it's getting into a relationship or getting out of a relationship, deciding to get a major surgery, not getting the chemotherapy or surgery, quitting your job, going back to school, starting a new job, dropping out of school, adopting a dog, adopting a baby, getting pregnant, not getting pregnant. There are so many decisions that could just drive us bananas if we overthink them. And I think that's the first lesson. Don't overthink the decisions that you're making or have made. You made the decision for a reason. There was something that was compelling you. There was an inner voice or a drive. There was a reason that you needed to make this decision, and it was a good idea at the time. Maybe it's not a good idea in 2 months or 5 years or 25 years, but at the time that you made the decision, it was the right thing to do. You just knew it, so you followed your inner voice. When you're scared that maybe you made the wrong decision or the wrong choice, know that in the moment you were doing the right thing at the right time. Number 2, remember that you'll never know what happened if you didn't make the decision and didn't go the other route. For example, with this camper van, if I didn't buy the camper van, I'd always wonder, whatever happened to that dream of mine of wanting to own a camper van? Oh, that was so long ago, I can barely even remember it now. It's just over and dead now, that dream. That's what happens to our dreams and our nudges and our intuition. They die. They just grow old and they wither and they die on the vine if we don't do something about it. It's better to have made a decision and regretted it than not made the decision and not regret it or have remorse because you didn't try it out. The beauty of making a decision, whether or not you regret it, is that then you can live it out and see what happens. You can't lose. If you made a decision, even if it was the wrong one, it was right because it felt right at the right time, and because if you didn't make that decision, you never would have known what was going to happen. There is no such thing as the wrong decision. There is only the fear that you made the wrong decision. And that fear comes from overthinking. That fear comes from living in the future. And that fear also comes from living in the past. There are no mistakes. There's only the story that you tell yourself about the decisions that you've made or are scared to make. You may be telling yourself the story, like I am, that I shouldn't have spent my life savings. I shouldn't have just trusted my gut and gone with it. I shouldn't have gone with the color red. I should have gone with charcoal gray. I shouldn't have named it Ruby. I should have named her Sapphire. Those aren't mistakes. Those are just choices that you made. It's the story that you tell yourself about the choices that you make that is the true mistake. And that's where the overthinking comes in. That's where the fear and the regrets and the anxieties come in. Number 3, you know that you are fully alive when you're making decisions that you're scared of. That's when you know that you're truly awake and alive to yourself, you're awake and alive to the flow of God or the universe or intuition or spirit, that's when you know that you are truly living and blossoming into who you were created to be, because you're actually moving forward and you're actually trying new things. Fear is good. Fear means that you're taking a risk and that you're growing forward and that you're curious and maybe even a little confident, because if you made the decision, that means there's somewhere you trust yourself. Somewhere deep inside you, you trust God, you trust yourself, and you know this was the right thing to do. So if you have made a decision that you're scared of, like me, take it one step at a time. Go meet your new camper van, give her a big hug and a kiss, and say, I don't know if this is the right thing or not, Ruby, but we're in this together. I don't know if we're gonna be together for the next week or the next 25 years, but we're in it together now, and we're gonna gallop off into the sunset together, just you and me. So if you're making a decision and you're scared about it, embrace it. Grow forward with curiosity and confidence. Be curious about how it's gonna work out. Make it like you're reading a novel or watching a movie. Wonder, be curious. Don't try to guess what happens, just live it out. And you'll find yourself living a life that is beyond your wildest imagination. Doesn't that sound great? Sounds good to me. I'm gonna go get my Ruby girl, and I'll introduce you to her next week sometime. I hope this helps if you're feeling a little worried or scared about a decision you've made. Remember, there are no mistakes. There's only what you tell yourself about how you're living your life. So tell yourself good stuff, be kind to yourself, and take good care of yourself, because you are worth taking good care of. Mwah! I think I did it. What if? I don't know. It's gonna be okay. You did the right thing.